It seems like just a week ago, Brian, we were celebrating our year anniversary, and here we are, episode 151.
I was wondering if you were going to label it in order or that was like a one-off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if I was going to reset the clock?
Yeah.
No, I mean, pretending like we had 100 episodes under our belt was one of our earliest bits, and I feel like we have to keep that going now.
My site's not going live for right now for a second, my channel, but it'll go up eventually. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. All right. Brian's dealing through some technical difficulties over here.
Yeah, this happens every once in a blue moon.
Brian's you're juggling a lot. You're trying to update some James Harden lineups, trying to get your stream going. You're trying to grab a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I mean, you're doing it all.
Want some seafood? Harden wasn't going to play. I should have just kept him out to begin with, and then I would have adjusted later on. But whatever, it's fine. Did
the Nets play last night?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was recording the video with Preston Johnson, Sports Cheetah, and he had to like pause because he's like, yeah, there's some news about Harden, and I was like, man, so he must every night. It seems like he's a game time decision.
Yeah, he has neck soreness or something. Last night I had a lot of Bruce Brown Jr. who like didn't even play the fourth and shit the bed.
Yeah. This is actually a good question by Phil. When Brian emoji, and we need to get one in here. We of course have the no toxicity emoji, which doesn't show up in StreamYard, but the VIPs on the channel have access to that one. Brian, if you could get your own personal emoji, what would it be? Or would it just be like a still of you? Would you want to be making a specific funny face? Like, I'll take requests.
I don't have any. Yeah, I don't know. I'll leave that up to the professionals.
Yeah. I think, well, we have, the no toxicity, the not financial. I feel like the not financial advice was kind of inspired by you.
Was it?
Well,
maybe.
I mean, you didn't invent not financial advice, but you were the one that kept bringing it up. Well, what happened was you sincerely told me, hey, you might want to add this as a disclaimer to your YouTube video so you don't get sued. And then right after that, you're like, the not financial advice disclaimer is the dumbest shit in the world. I was like, all right, I'm getting mixed signals here, Brian.
I love how you can just like throw that in and like that just wipes it all. So you could just give the worst possible advice ever. And then like, not financial advice. Let's get that out of the way. Kill your family, hire hitmen. It doesn't, it's like you can give the worst possible advice ever. Not financial advice.
Can we get at least halfway through the episode before you say kill your family, Brian?
I haven't dropped any like weird metaphors or inappropriate analogies in a while. So
seriously. Yeah, Lou, we put out on Twitter, taking some questions for tonight. Brian and I weren't feeling particularly inspired from a show sheet topic list perspective. So we did get some good questions in there. Of course, it seems like people still want to continue to talk about Top Shot. We might toss you a bone. Should we toss the Top Shotters a bone, Brian?
I was thinking about some of those questions. How about this slogan? Don't pop my shot, bro. Because they're asking for all of our picks.
Yeah.
And we are actually talking about some things, but we don't want people to pop our shot.
Wait, is pop your shot? Is that your take on pump my bags?
No, that's your pop. You're going to steal my top shot.
Okay.
You're going to pop my shot. No,
yeah.
It's not hitting. It's not hitting how I want it to.
This was like on last Friday when we were doing Club Top Shot and we're ready to blast off with the ponies. And Peter Jennings was getting very upset because like, we haven't even bought any yet. And now you want to just go blow up the ponies before I've gotten to put a stable together.
So Explain to me. So I did watch one show, one race. I didn't watch the show. I'm assuming you pay for a pony, and is it like random on how good it is?
So basically, I'm not the best one to give a primer. I'm sure Jack has like a 90-second elevator pitch he's already given to 4,000 people. Basically, how I did eavesdrop on a call with Jack's horse guy. It is the horses have different pedigrees, and they're all named after iconic crypto figures. The Nakamotos are the most rare, impressive breed, and then he has a Zabo, and then like you can get the $100 Buterins down there. But I guess basically how it works is they've created an algorithm that's actually supposed to kind of replicate the frequencies with which horses usually win based on odds. And so they're basically just trying to create kind of the same level of consistency, but also still having the randomness of a long shot dark horse can win a race. So that's how I understand it. I do not have a pony myself. I think it's very fun to watch and gamble on, but I don't got time to breed a stable, Brian. I don't got time for that shit.
I did think that. Well, actually, that is kind of fun. Like, is there inherent gambling in it? Like, if your horse wins, do you win money?
Yes. So that's the one thing that's interesting right now is the prize pools are pretty small relative to what you're investing in them. You know, Jack spent like 8 ETH on a horse, and some of the prize pools are for like $100. So, but I think the thesis is the prize pools are going to get much bigger as this goes on. Yeah.
Yeah. And illegal, maybe.
Yeah. I can't believe you guys are making me talk about horses right now. Yeah. So the horsey, what was I trying to say? Yes. Oh yeah. You got to pack your bags before you pump them. Apparently that's what you mean by popping your shot.
Yeah. Well, no, don't pop my shot. Don't steal my. So someone's like, what's your favorite card right now?
Yeah.
It's like, well, why would I tell you exactly the card I'm thinking about purchasing today? Because I might just go in there and get it.
Well, we know you're a boomer at heart because you keep calling Top Shot cards. You're never going to stop saying that, are you?
It's digital cards.
Physical moments and digital cards. Did you, I mean, because these days, if we've learned anything, if you say that now's a good time to buy the dip, like you actually had to buy the dip, have you been buying anything here after blasting off?
I don't know, man. I haven't yet. It is definitely like a good dip. It feels like a good dip to buy. I've told you this offline. Is like my only concern really is not Top Shot. It's like the overall market, and Top Shot's not like liquid. So like if you want, you're like, you know what, I just want to get out of everything. You're not gonna be able to do that in Top Shot. Like it's gonna take you a while to sell something.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're watching, like the market's been getting killed. And like, even though they just pumped in $2 trillion, that feels weird to me. And I think this whole economy is a clown show anyways. And the increase in like asset prices and collectibles and all this stuff is wacky to me. And
yeah,
I think something's messed up. And, but I probably will get one more or two.
Yeah. So yeah, it seems like, your concerns are more the overall market. I assume that includes crypto, Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, like hopefully like crypto doesn't fall as bad as the other assets.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think though, like that the stock market wouldn't fall as bad either too, since they're propping that up, and just the dollar it costs more to buy goods and services, but your stocks would stay at the same level. So I don't know. I can't figure it out.
So then where are you, if you're kind of worried about the overall market, where do you want to put your money right now? Is it in a lake house, real estate?
I think that's going under too.
You're going to buy the dip on the lake house? I
think I was just listening to some mortgage brokers podcast, and he says there's 1 million houses on the market right now in the country. I don't know, who knows if this guy's not financial advice, entertainment purpose only. There's only 1 million pieces of real estate on the market in the country. Like, that's not many. And there's like 5 million homes in forbearance right now because of the COVID forbearance on foreclosures legislation. So if interest, if all those flood the market, they could be a huge problem. I know some other guys who are in the mortgage industry. They say like the lending is pretty lax. It's not as bad as 2007, but
we just refinanced our mortgage because the rates are just insanely cheap. But as far as on the I think we're planning to move like within the next 1 to 2 years. And I mean, at least right now, granted it's COVID impacted and we're also in Boston, which is a pretty poppin' real estate market, but there's like nothing. There's nothing on the market.
That's 1 million is not a lot of houses. Like if someone told you like there's 1 million houses for sale in California, you'd be like, okay, all right, that sounds about right. I don't know.
Yeah.
1 million in the whole country, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I just think things could go wrong quickly. Like this is not normal. I don't think it's normal. I mean, what did Trump print? 4 trillion last year? Something like that.
And how much are we on track to print this year?
Well, so they say 5, this 1.9, and then he wants to do another 3 trillion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's who, like, would you imagine being in that meeting and someone's like 1.9 and then someone else is like, well, let's do 2. And they're like, slow down there. Let's stick with 1.9 trillion. Let's not get crazy.
So then why doesn't that make you bullish on Bitcoin?
Because pretty much they haven't been decoupled, the stock market and Bitcoin. Yeah, they're having more days where they're decoupled lately. I mean, like I said, I'm still bullish compared to everything else, like the dollar and the stock market. Yeah. So like hopefully that drops less, but I'm not selling. So it's like I'm super bullish on it. It's just
you're being cautious in the short to midterm.
Well, I mean, I'd rather have Bitcoin than Top Shot. Like if this happens, if something happens, just because you can do whatever you want with your Bitcoin.
We all love Top Shot, but I hope the rational among us can always say that we'd rather hold Bitcoin than Top Shot.
I mean, not last month, not 2 months ago.
Yeah, well, that goes back into the whole thing. If you can actually time the market, then God bless your soul. Hang on, real quick. Do you know this person? And is it actually your birthday?
It is my birthday. Yeah.
What the hell? You didn't tell me it was your birthday? Dude, happy birthday, man.
Maybe we should talk about happier things.
Yeah, seriously. You come on your birthday show and you just start spewing FUD like left and right.
What was I did have with Top Shot. So like if they just lift the limits, just that one thing, I think that could just bring us right back. Right?
Oh, like on top. Yeah.
Yeah. If they sell LeBron for 1.2 million or something, boom, it's in the news.
Yeah.
We could get us back humming again.
Yeah. No, I think that cap is definitely limiting helping things grow. I mean, the one guy Jesse who made the $208,000 purchase with, I believe, with Peter and Jeremy and that. I mean, that guy was doing press for like 2 weeks. Jack's still doing press about his 50K. He was I keep mentioning Jack. God damn it, Jack. He was in the New York Times doing that. So yeah, I mean, once they raise the cap and we start to get some of bigger, flashier sales. Yeah.
Like I'm not like scared of this dip for Top Shot at all. I mean, it sounds doomer, but like if you believe in Austrian economics, that's the thesis, the boom bust cycle.
Yeah.
And if you're a MMT guy, then you think that I'm wrong, which is totally understandable. I don't know either, but the Austrian school makes way more sense to me. There was a podcast I listened to the other day where a guy was kind of ripping on the Austrian school, because the Austrian school like would like Top Shot more because value is subjective is like a core tenet, where like, you know, the Ricardo, John Smith school, Mark's school, honestly too, is the labor theory of value, right? Like, so how much labor gets put into it, the product service determines the price. Is this
no, I think it's interesting because I actually saw like a micro version of that conversation happening with like NFT value, where people were like, well, you know, he spent 6 months working on this piece and someone else made this other one in like 4 hours. And it's like, why does that matter? You know, but to some people it does, but the market ultimately decides in that case, right? Of like, if it matters or not.
Yeah. I mean, like the labor theory of value to me is like, I don't know, it seems like bullshit.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the whole basis for the Marxist, the employer is taking advantage of the worker because the worker is the one putting in the labor hours, and that's what determines the price. Part of that, but like, anyways, his argument was that it takes no labor at all to make an NFT. Essentially, it takes like 2 days to learn how to make an NFT. But
like that argument is like saying it takes, 14 seconds to learn how to hang up a piece of artwork versus like making the thing that is the NFT, right?
Yeah, kind of. But I mean, I was saying like you don't even need the labor, the labor of making the NFT to make Top Shot work, because the company puts in a lot of work. So like, let's just grant it that the labor theory of value has some merit here, along with the value being subjective. Like they have the contract with the NBA, like that's worth something. They had to put time in. How do you even go about getting that contract? They have, marketing people, cashier people. They're a business. So like they're putting in hours of work, and they have the artwork that goes into the NFT. It might not be huge, but like they're putting in tons of labor hours into it.
I'll tell you what they don't have, Brian. They don't have KYC people, man. I still can't get my money out of there.
Good luck with drawing, bro.
No, you got to say dipshit at the end. I mean, with all the like art and collectible stuff, like I'm definitely very like, I don't care how long it took to get made, or if someone can make a brilliant piece of art in 30 minutes, or, the Beeple Every Days, which is literally a culmination of probably thousands and thousands of hours of work of all these like mini snippets of stuff. And that's impressive in its own right. But it's like, I don't know, man, people just like cool shit. They like aesthetically pleasing shit. They like, so I just don't know how that necessarily comes into play for like NFT art specifically. Right.
Yeah. I mean, any of them, right? Like maybe like even the horses, not to go back to it, like they're still doing something. They're like, there's some sort of computer game programming on the back end, right? So I can't think of one thing that really doesn't have a decent amount of labor put into it. Like, I mean, there are some of these like, so I guess this would count for like the Homer Pepe. Well, I guess that's art, but I'm just trying to, like, if you're being charitable to his argument, like I mean, some of these, did you see the unsolicited dick pic NFTs?
No.
I guess people were making unsolicited dick pic NFTs.
I can't keep up with this. Well, actually, so this is actually an interesting thing, because Lou says the labor is marketing yourself to get people to buy your NFT. Memes are actually like a really good use case, right? Where memes are often these shoddily put together things. You can go do a meme generator. You could slap some text onto an image. Boom, you have this virality. The virality is based on marketing and community and resonating with a group of people. And that is very powerful. Like, you look at all these companies and you even see, what Barstool's gotten to where it is with memes. You have Elon Musk doing memes. Like, memes are very good for business, and that requires very little labor to make a meme. It takes having an eye for talent and what's funny and what's going to be viral. But I think that's like a good use case for NFTs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm full on board with values, totally subjective anyways. So like, I'm already sold. I just have never thought about it, where I can't think of a product that doesn't have any labor put into it. But these NFTs, like some of them you kind of could make, like an unsolicited dick pic NFT does not really, it probably doesn't take you very long to make that if they're flooding your inbox anyways. So
you seem to be really interested in these unsolicited dick pics.
I was thinking of birthday presents, and so no.
I mean, my thing with that, Brian, is just like, why would I want the NFT when I can just print off the unsolicited dick pic for free? You know what I mean?
Get your wife something a little nice. Look at what Cooper said. The Bryson NFTs, they did. No one bought those. It sounds like they had to drop the price.
It flopped, right?
That's what I heard. I don't know how it did today, but I heard it flopped. I mean, that's like the Gronk one too. That is like there's not much there. I guess there's artwork for the card. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, it goes to me like. I've said this on a couple of shows before, but like those one-off things, like the two things that are, I think there's three things that Top Shot does that a lot. You have the NBA license. That's huge. Not necessarily applicable to these other NFTs, the license aspect, but they have that.
Yeah.
The marketplace is their killer app. Having a marketplace where all of this can go on, is one of their huge advantages. And the third thing is community. They have a massive, massive community, podcasts, Discord groups, people who are massively obsessed about Top Shot and like those three things. So when I look at the Bryson or even the Mahomes, I know it's going to charity. That's good. But like the actual like long-term value of that, like, are they going to really be able to prop that up with community and a vibrant marketplace? Like, how is Bryson is not going to take the time. His agent is not going to take the time to be doing like giveaways with a Discord and like creating these utility aspects to the NFT. Like, it's a cash grab.
Right. Yeah. Was that one for charity?
I mean, I feel bad if it was for Bryson. I know the Gronk.
I didn't know the Mahomes one was. So
Gronk one was for Gronk. Mahomes one was for charity. I mean, for Mahomes, it would be pretty hard to just sign a $500 million contract and then try to make, a couple hundred ETH, from your fans. Wait, 300K Discord members already. I assume you're talking about Top Shot. I was like, if Bryson has a Discord with 300K people in it. Yeah.
Right. Like, so like once the business expands and you have all these different aspects of it, like there's moderators and all sorts of paid labor. Like, I don't know where, I get it. Yeah. You could take a course and make an NFT in 2 days if you have a little bit of computer skills. That's fine.
It's even less than that, Brian.
Okay. I don't know. Okay. 1 day, but like, I don't like, these are all companies or artists or not all of them. No. It does make me think about like the Pepe, the Homer Pepes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it took some guy to make a joke meme NFT and sell them for 350K.
The way I've been thinking about things lately is like for artists, that is the most, simple execution of an NFT. Like a nice piece of art like that. And so that is where we're seeing like the specific bubble. Now you just have like random, it's like, this is just a shit drawing, like, or whatever. But because art is the easiest thing to do, and I don't even know if my brain can wrap my head around what the other things are going to be, but like what happens when we actually find better ways for music, for videos, for other type of things, for ownership. And it just seems like everyone just like, wow, these artist dudes are making, 100 ETH on these, digital renderings or whatever. I'm going to try that. But I'm more interested about like the true paradigm shift and like this idea of creators cutting out the middleman. Like one thing I've been thinking about a lot lately is I am talking to companies and businesses who want to work with me and do video stuff. And like, they often want me to come and make content for their channel. They want to pay me for labor on their channel. And I don't want to do that. I want to like grow and build my own things. And so then it comes to, well, then how could I be profitable doing that? And there's the trick. I can get peanut ad revenue from YouTube, or, I have various things. I can sell some merch. But I'm thinking in the way of like, is there actually a non like cash grab version of an NFT coming for creators down the road, where you can cut out that middleman and be able to kind of allow your biggest fans and your biggest creators to kind of support you. So you don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've been thinking about.
Wasn't that like the journey of wanting to put money into Bitcoin to the beginning? It was for me.
Yeah.
The first one is like, oh, you can get rid of the banks, right? And it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And like Visa, MasterCard, you can get, oh, okay. And like, oh, maybe you don't need government. And it's like, oh, wait, smart contracts? You can start your own businesses on here, and like all that stuff in 2012, 13, 14 was like, this is awesome. Like, what can this do? It's just like I said, the whole labor theory thing applied to NFTs. I haven't heard that argument from anybody, but
no, guys, I'm aware with I'm familiar with Patreon. I'm thinking of more creative stuff where, and I've seen Bales tweet about it, the idea, and I've gotten some comments about like the creator coins and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's the answer. But I just do feel like there is something here in this concept of NFTs and this kind of, and I think we'll get there. We're just not quite there yet.
Somebody will think of something cool.
Yeah.
I mean, with music, I think something cool is going to happen. It might be a combination of like smart contract, NFT or something, but once you get total control over your music, who knows? Like, do we need Spotify? Like, we already, do they need the big Hollywood music companies?
Yeah. And I mean, that's such a good point too, because I listen to a lot of new music, and, I still have those experiences where I'm just like, holy shit, this is so cool. This is like, this is an experience I didn't know I could hear or whatever. Or like, and yet these guys are getting literally pennies from Spotify for their work. And so I see these digital artists who I think are very talented, some of them, and they're making outlandish bits of money. And I'm like, I look at this musician and I'm like, this person is equally as talented in another medium. They can't travel and do shows because of COVID, and Spotify is giving them pennies for their work. And how I appreciate them or like respect them as an artist is equal, but one is fetching 100 ETH on super rare, and the other is literally probably making like $40,000 a year with their music.
Yeah. It could, maybe like Spotify will be the marketing tool, and then you move over to NFT smart contracts to make your dough afterwards. Like, I was like thinking, and we said this on one of our shows, like you could do like 100,000 song NFTs, and like you have to have the NFT to play it or something somehow. I don't know. Yeah. Like maybe you can't crack it somehow, and it only plays through something. Like people like I mean, it has a different sound, but like the albums, right? Like there's a lot of people who release a limited version of albums. Like there's got to be some way that they could get back into it.
Yeah. It's I think that's what's exciting to me about right now. And the same thing happened in crypto, right? Like it boomed. We saw all the ICO shit coins, and we saw the bubble pop. A bunch of that stuff went to zero. But during that bear market, that extended bear market, like these guys understood that the technology, the underlying technology was still revolutionary, and they kept building on that stuff. And I think that's going to happen with NFTs, right? We're going to see the crash, but people are going to realize the NFT technology is here to stay. And we'll probably have that cycle where in a year or two, some actually incredible things are going to pop back up.
Yep. That's, I think I would put money on that too. Do you think that kills Top Shot at like a year and a half from now or something, or not kills it, but you're losing half your value or something?
Well, yeah, I think I then think you could probably kind of triangulate, okay, how these cyclical crypto markets work with how the kind of traditional card market works. And I do think a lot of these non-premium, non-rare, non-Hall of Famer moments are going to massively plummet. And there's going to be still, like, they'll do a very good job of still engaging the user base. They're going to have fun challenges. There's still going to be Anthony Edwards dunks in a bear market that people want. Like that is going to be a thing. But when you just look at the amount of volume and the circulation on there, like a lot of these moments are going to go to $1 or $2. They might have to lower the cap on $1 as the floor for a moment.
That would be crazy. It does. I mean, I agree. I hope not. I think that would still be cool if the cards were worth $5, $10, $20.
But Yeah. And that's the thing. But and then it's how do you reconcile, right? Like, are we, with the season one, the season or the series one, the series two, like is that the equivalent of Bitcoin at $100 where we're all gonna laugh when it goes from there? Or it's hard to know where on the sliding scale those things exist. But I think we both agree there will be a bear market, a long one. There will be a massive pullback once all of this dies down. But I don't think Top Shot's going anywhere itself.
One thing that's really interesting on this, and I'd like to get your opinion on it. I guess there's two parts to it. One is we talked about a little bit before. It's like there's only so many $1 million buyers. There's only so many $500,000 buyers for this stuff. I don't think that pool's big, but for some reason, like the NFT space, there's like a lot of people who I don't think would pay $2 million for a Van Gogh are paying $5 million for, a Beeple or something. Like, I don't know if that's exactly true. And that is another concern. This will just be me and my concern episode is like, I don't think like DFS bros are going to set the market for art in the future. Like that, you know what I mean? Like they're the Venn diagram of like, I don't see them at an Andy Warhol party or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see Club Top Shot being the art. I kind of made a little joke to it. Okay, maybe Club Top Shot, but the other ones.
Oh, thank you. I was about to boot you on your birthday from this show.
The other shows might not be the barometer for the future of art, but like I guess Bales is in art obviously, and Jennings seems to be in art too. But like the people who determine the art market do not give a shit about DFS in the NBA and Top Shot. You know what I mean? So like I'm just interested in how that all goes. But maybe this is a paradigm shift in what people want, and they're right.
Yeah, I think if you have a ton of money and there's this exploding paradigm, it's basically a fun thing to put your money in, right? Like I keep tabs on whatever the new Nifty gateway drops are, and I've only bought like one thing on there, but sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that is cool. And I'm like, yeah, it would be if I had unlimited amounts of money, sure, I would buy that. Like, I just think it's cool. But then I remind myself, like, okay, no, I actually don't need to spend money on this right now. So yeah, I wouldn't read too much on, people who have a lot of money having fun with kind of this new idea of being able to own artwork digitally.
Well, I mean, I'm totally fine with them doing it and anyone, wanting to do it. I'm really talking about like, okay, where does the art market go from here then?
Yeah.
Like if you're going to pay $69 million for this, not that they're not cool. I think they're cool. Yeah. But like, what does a Jackson Pollock get you? Is that even art anymore? Like who determines that? The people who think Jackson Pollocks are awesome are not in our circle.
Right. Well, and that's actually an interesting point. And I mean, this is kind of what Jeffrey's hinting at. Crypto whales have so much money that $1 million or $2 million is nothing. It would be absolutely fascinating to have like a Beeple versus like I don't know, can we get like a Monet, like official license by the Monet estate NFT and let the old school art world battle it out? Or maybe it's a physical one at the same time. And because I think that these crypto ETH whales, they're way more into the Beeple than the Monet, right? Wouldn't they rather flex on the internet owning the everyday Beeple than they would the Monet?
Well, remember we talked about that Pranksy bit that those guys did? They bought a Pranksy actual painting in real life.
Yeah.
And they filmed themselves burning it. And then the picture they took right before they burned it, turned it into an NFT, and then sold that for $300,000. And then that Pranksy's gone. Can you imagine doing that with a Mona Lisa?
That'd be good. That'd be a good television event too.
That would be. I don't even care about art, but that wouldn't be right. I don't think.
See, now we're back to. I don't even read So someone had sent me a DM. Please help. Where's the discussion about the Mona Lisa ashes and the fake Mona Lisa? I believe now that I think it must have been, people were saying it was on Levitan's podcast. I'm just going to guess the prompt was, what would you rather have, the ashes from the real Mona Lisa that was burned or an exact replica of the Mona Lisa? So just really trying to untangle the idea. Is it the original, the scarcity that's driving it, or is it the natural innate beauty or what it signifies of that painting? What would you rather have?
I mean, Michelangelo is a legend, you know what I mean? His like talent has been known throughout the centuries, like a 1 in a billion type of talent. So I think that matters.
Yeah.
Like Jordan. But even like, I don't know, you know, 10 times Jordan, really, like Michelangelo.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, it's the person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I would guess that would hurt the value to burn a Mona Lisa and then NFT it. But this insane economy world we're living in, it might not. It is. And maybe like what Jeffrey was saying about the crypto whales, maybe they're changing it.
Yeah.
Maybe like, okay, it's like, yeah, we want to sell our Van Gogh for 5 million, but we can't because these crypto punks are going for 15 million. So we got to get into this, you know what I mean? And then like whoever's the artist of the real world is like, okay, I guarantee these artists in the real world are looking at NFTs big time.
Remember when you were worried about Club Top Shot being the authorities on art, and now it's starting to sound like the guys from LOLZ are the authorities on art.
That's true. I'm a total hypocrite. Hey,
it's fun. It's fun to talk about, isn't it? Well, it too, going back to this thing with the crypto stuff, and there is like that whole idea of the, you know, the cypherpunk like ethos and stuff, and like upending like the current system. And like you hear people talk, like you hear the big whales on Twitter who have the crypto punk avatars, they talk about flexing. Like that is a thing. It's a flex. It's when you even go buy one of these nice pieces of art for like, you're flexing. I have this much money to buy. And I think that there is something going on here with untangling the actual like value of the art from the intention of the purchaser to flex, right? Like, isn't that because there's the market bull run, but there's also these dudes that want to flex.
Do you think this is amplified by COVID? So like you can't drive your Lambo. So it's like, I gotta get an NFT in my Twitter handle.
It's funny you say that because that wasn't that the whole Bitcoin thing. It was Lambos, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was who was it? Was it Ryan Fee from Upswing Poker, who apparently won a lot of money with the betting on Doug Polk in the Daniel Negreanu challenge. And then he I'm not a car guy. It was either a Lambo or a Ferrari or but he bought that. And I was like, oh yeah, people actually still are flexing on physical goods. But you're right. I mean, this new bull run is like you flex with digital art versus the aspiration being like, I want a jet. I want to go party on an island. I want a Lamborghini. It's no. Now I want a 8-bit pixel character as my avatar.
I'm excited to see where all this goes. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah. So what else did you do for your birthday, Brian, besides pontificate about digital art?
For lunch with my buddy and his wife, and then looked at a house too.
Ooh, okay. All right. So it's
for sale and for rent, and I don't want to buy. Hence my thesis earlier.
Wait, so it sounds perfect. You don't want to buy, and it's for sale and for rent. So you guys can just enter into a very ambiguous relationship with this piece of real estate.
Well, they could just rent it, but yeah, I guess you could do rent to buy. But I don't know. I wonder if they I don't know how that works if they like lock in the price now, but yeah, I don't know. I think this bitch is going down.
Wow. So is this, but I take it this isn't near the lake. This is like Bayou in Chicago.
It's just north side, Lincoln Square area.
Nice. I think what you should do, I think you and Osimo and is it Papa Gates or Chipotle Addict that lives in Chicago?
Papa Gates lives in the Loop. I
think you guys should get a DFS house. You should all go in on it together. You guys pool your money, get a film crew, reality TV style, 24-hour security camera footage of you guys just at your computers, crunching numbers all day. Occasionally one of you wanders into the kitchen, grabs a cup of water, says sup. I think it'd be riveting.
2 months, 2 million.
Yeah.
RBX wants me to go to his new house in New Jersey. He just
Hey God. All right. I want it because this was a story from last week and there's been a few updates on it. So you tell the story about the dupes and then him finding out the train he ran in that contest and what his response was.
I have a tweet up about it, but yeah,
I'll pull up the tweet as you talk.
He entered PGA, his normal allotment, like whatever, bunch of 150s and the high stakes ones. And he didn't enter, he forgot to update his dummy lineup. And so I sent him.
So this is his dummy lineup here with 150 dupes. And then you said must have been one hell of a party last night for RBX88.
Yeah. So then I DM'd him on Discord.
Had too much sex last night and fell asleep. So now I have all dummy lineups in PGA. This is like because normally this one you hear is I drank too much and blacked out. But yes. RBX88 had too much sex and got tired and fell asleep, which is the most RBX88 thing ever, just being so tuckered out.
So flash forward today, and he did it again.
Another 150 lineup train?
Yeah. In every event. And you definitely can't do it on match play because like you need to get each guy in each quadrant. I don't know if you guys played. You don't play match play DFS golf, but yeah, you want like your opponents playing each other at the last possible moment.
Yeah,
the players play it. So
how much has he punted off in these past 2 weeks?
I didn't ask him, but I imagine 20, 30, 40.
That's 1,000 for the people at home.
I was gonna, so I did DM him again. I was gonna put a Twitter poll. I forgot to do it. I was gonna be like, okay, RBX88 didn't enter a lineup because A, too much sex again, B, partied too hard, or C, just didn't forgot what time it started.
That's it's so funny too, because what is the thing? Normally, you hear the stories about the Powerball winners, right? That win the, hundreds of millions of dollars and then their life goes to shit and they kind of, spiral out of control because they don't know how to handle it. Well, RBX88 wins the Millionaire Maker 3 times and forgets how to play DFS because he's too busy having sex. I mean, that's the story DraftKings needs to do a profile on. Like, that's the one I need to see. I want to see RBX88 like asleep in his bed, some girl, wearing one of his work shirts running in, waking him up. You missed lock, RBX88. You missed it.
And then I sent you a DM the other day. I'm like, someone said, sorry to this guy in last night's 888 entry, $888 entry in the NBA. Tim Hardaway hit a meaningless 38-foot three, and he lost by 0.25. Like, he's apologizing to this guy publicly. And I sent the message to you, like, guess who had the Hardaway guy 30-pointer?
So how much did he win on that one?
It's $100,000. So it was, if he was in second, it was 60 extra, most likely.
Honest question.
So he just won it right back, like the next 2 days later.
Do you think RBX88 is the luckiest person to ever walk the face of the earth?
I bet there's somebody luckier.
But he's
like, if
up
you win
there.
$1 billion or have $1 billion at the lottery, you're luckier than
that's
RBX.
True.
Yeah.
Let's narrow it down and be less hyperbolic. He's the luckiest man in the DFS industry.
Probably.
Oh wow, you're RBX88's best bud now. You're in the bag.
That other guy, Two Gun or whatever, won like 2 or 3 milli makers. I don't know anything about him though. I think he works for one FTN or something.
Yeah.
Maybe he's good. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, winning milli makers is, until I win one, is super fucking lucky. But the moment I win one, all fucking skill.
So once you win one, RBX88 becomes your hero because
put some respect on that guy.
I'm sure people can look through your old Twitter feed and find your RBX88 bag meme in there.
Oh, I didn't even do that one. No, I didn't do that. Somebody, Cody
sent it to you?
Send that to me.
Uh, let's see here. I did want to answer this question. We did put a few questions up here, and I have thoughts about this cinnamon toast crunch shit, man.
Let's hear it.
First of all, would you guys prefer to have found shrimp tails in your cereal or pack 3 Ishmis in a base pack? I think like where this question is coming from is the assumption that like getting shrimp tails in your cereal would just like suck and be a horrifying experience. But if this Jensen Karp guy has taught us anything, I mean, this is a content fucking gold mine. I mean, it's not even close. I would pray to God every single day I could find something that cool in one of the things I have. Do you know the amount of juice, Brian, I would get out of tweets, in videos, in bits if I had that? And that's what this guy is doing. And don't you think it's a little suspicious that the guy's a verified 100,000? He's been a comedian. He's married to Topanga. Like, this reeks. This
Married
reeks.
to Topanga, it was definitely the cherry on top.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's lying, that is.
It's incredible. And I saw someone posted, let me see where it was. They're literally at stores marking down the price of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. This is Christian Harder here. Look at this. They slashed it from $5.49 to $1.99.
They had Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk at the 7-Eleven here today. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get one.
I mean, you guys, we don't do financial advice here, but if you're not BTFDing this Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys.
How many, assuming you were a single man, of course, how many Cinnamon Toast Crunch tails would you have to eat? Shrimp tails would you have to eat for one night with Topanga?
All right, here's the thing. I'm going to reveal.
What's the max you'd?
I'm going to reveal some things about myself here. First of all, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I don't think this is that crazy, was my favorite cereal growing up. It's still probably my favorite cereal. So I do like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I am also a weirdo. I do not mind eating the full shrimp. I don't mind a little crunch. Lauren hates it when I do that. I basically, if I'm around her, I won't eat the tails. If I'm by myself, I'm just eating the tail. So if you tell me the combination of my favorite cereal and something I already don't find that repulsive. Yeah. Dude, if I'm Jensen Karp, I'm popping those live on a stream. I mean, that's what I do.
I guess it's the wrong audience. It is a little disgusting to have it in a box of cereal. It could have been there for months. Right. Who knows how long? Like, you'll eat a fresh shrimp tail. I don't think you're going to eat a shrimp tail that's in a box of cereal for God knows how long.
No, I would do that for content. I mean,
for Brian, content, okay.
Yeah, I'm not in the comfort of my own home being like, Cinnamon Toast Crunch shrimp tail.
Yeah, like that's all that's left at the bottom of the cereal box. Like, well,
hey, please don't read into anything there. But Brian, did you buy the Cinnamon Toast Crunch box today?
Bought the Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk.
Oh, let me see it. I thought you got a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Is that what you were getting earlier?
No, that was Captain Crunch.
Oh, Captain Crunch.
Do you really want me to get that stupid Cinnamon Toast?
No, you don't have to get it. If it was the box, I was like, this would be a great new thing. Bethany Peters had wrote to me on Twitter that she was going to do a box opening. Cinnamon, like, I now want to just buy boxes of cereal, get the club music going, see what kind of crystallized atrocities we could find in there.
Get a big bowl, just keep pouring it in there.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. That's a good bet. I don't know how many times you're going to do that. But
two old biddies, you two can talk about anything for an hour. Trust us. That's exactly what we've been doing every Wednesday for a year.
This was supposed to be a Q&A.
Yeah. It's just way too fishy. And that's not even a pun with this Jensen Karp stuff. Like,
so you're not buying it.
I'm not buying this shit, man.
Whoa. Okay. What's the line? What line are you putting at? Over, under, fake, not fake?
I think this being real is like plus 500.
Wow. Okay.
Where are you at?
I would lean towards real, but like, I don't know. You're starting to scare me.
So look at this Twitter feed here, man. I mean, The guy, when this happens to some random person, like, I mean, he is milking this. I mean, as would I, but it would be orchestrated and it would be planned. Like it's just every single thing he's talking about is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
But that's what you would do.
Yeah, exactly. But this is like good for his brand. Like he's loving this. What are the odds that the one shrimp tail ends up in the guy with 100,000 followers, almost 200,000 now, as opposed to some rando? Why didn't my grandma get the shrimp tails, Brian? What are the odds?
All right. I'm not going plus 500. Even money, maybe.
Yeah, like here's this stuff.
I take the 5-1.
A man named Carp, married to a woman named Fischel, found shrimp tails in a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The cereal was purchased from the Costco on Topanga Canyon Boulevard, and his wife played Topanga in Boy Meets World. Meanwhile, Carp used to be a guest on Pistol Shrimp Podcast, which, by the way, is a comedy podcast. This is
not real, is it? It's all real?
Everything in that is real. I'm telling you, man, this, if you were, everyone's seen the Jimmy Kimmel bits, right? We've grown up on Nathan Fielder now, like orchestrating this, the dumb Starbucks, the news, like this is, I wouldn't even be surprised if this was a Nathan Fielder bit. I'm actually calling it. I am calling it. Nathan Fielder. Let's see here. Does Jensen Karp, is he followed by Nathan Fielder? I want to do some research here.
And who is this Nathan Fielder guy? I know the name.
You don't know Nathan Fielder?
I know the name. I can't put it together.
He's a comedian that has the show Nathan Fielder for You, and he does these kind of like social experiment / pranks under the premise of helping people's businesses. So like a good example in this vein is he had this episode, this Movers episode, where he goes to this small business moving company. They say, hey, we're struggling to find, to grow our business and to find workers. And he said, well, what if we convinced the public that moving boxes was like the next CrossFit workout sensation. So he hired a spokesman and made him lie and pretend that he got jacked solely by moving. And so he created this whole workout program where they actually just show up to the company and they take them to the job site. But this guy, it got picked up by the news. He was doing spots in San Diego, California. He was having him like work out in a U-Haul storage center because he didn't want him to be seen at the gym because it would destroy the illusion that he got jacked moving. And the news stations actually picked this up because it was such an outlandish thing. And this reeks of Nathan Fielder prank style here. Yeah. So, oh, by the way, you should watch Nathan for You. It's on Hulu now, I think.
Some conspiracy putting the dots together, I think, there, pal.
I know. And it's actually funny too, because Lauren and I, right before this, were watching HBO has their QAnon documentary series out right now. So we were watching the first QAnon. Yeah.
Don't get my people's name wrong.
I get, yeah.
I listened to the last Tommy G. Do you want the updates?
Yeah, I want the updates. I get it in my podcast feed. I never download it, but I read the descriptions.
You always got to listen to the first 15, 20 minutes. Okay. He's out of QAnon. Doesn't believe it. Says it's all bullshit. It was a big mistake.
Wow.
His brother has rejoined the podcast, who left because he got so crazy with QAnon. And now they are back to just talking about sports and conspiracy theories and stuff. So
they're like, you're telling me they're basically like a Barstool or Bill Simmons podcast at this point.
But they believe in lizard people.
Okay. There's always that part at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, I am in a very conspiracy minded mood right now. So yeah,
you and Tommy G right there.
Yeah. I mean, we have so many similarities.
Do you think this Felder guy is one of those lizard people? Maybe. Let's go one step deeper.
Maybe I should put out. Here's the thing. Brian, I make so many stupid niche comedic videos for just like niches within a niche. Maybe I should try to go mainstream. Maybe I should do an investigative deep dive on the shrimp story. Like I could probably actually have that video go more viral. That would be
a good bit.
Yeah.
Either way, that would be funny. Are you? Are you joking now, or do you lean to like?
It's Brian's birthday, everyone. He said, all I want to do is talk about shrimp tails and chemtrails. That's actually the reason that flowed off my tongue, Brian, is because the other night I was trying to workshop in my Twitter drafts something like a realize, but for shrimp tails, chemtrails, and I never got any farther.
Oh, that's not bad though.
I know. I'll show you all I have in here. Literally, this was in my drafts. Shrimp tails kills chemtrails. And I didn't get any further.
Is this a bit right now, or do you actually like have like a bit of a conspiratorial thing fetish, and you just haven't really mentioned it?
No, I don't. I don't. It just seems like a lot of these things are converging at once. Me articulating my conspiracies around the shrimp, and then watching the QAnon, and then also I was listening to a song, the new Lana Del Rey, the first song on that album, or one of the songs, or maybe the album has chemtrails in it. So all of these things have been mashing up in my brain.
Yeah, I mean,
okay. That's pretty good. Shrimp tails, chemtrails, big whales.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely rhyme that with stuff.
There we go.
The whole point of the realize is it's the same word essentially. What is that? I'm sure there's a term for that.
Yeah.
Where it sounds the same but spelled differently.
Yeah.
I mean, but shrimp tails and chemtrails, you kind of have me sold already with those two.
I appreciate the chat right now, helping punch up and workshop my tweets. This is why in my Discord channel, we have a think tank channel. They're helping me brainstorm merch and all this stuff. So now we're going to have to start brainstorming tweets in there. Or Chris just says we could rename the pod Shrimp Tails Chemtrails.
Make it even make less sense to people who are browsing the podcast.
I was listening to one of my buddies' podcasts, and they were talking about the song, where it starts out, Splish Splash, I was taking a bath.
Yeah.
And apparently that song was a bet that someone bet someone that you couldn't start, or it was just like, you have to start the song with Splish Splash, I was taking a bath. It feels like that would be this for, you have to start a podcast called Shrimp Tails Chemtrails.
Yeah. And like get X amount of views or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I actually did hear that. Splish Splash was taking a bath. Who wrote it? Do you remember?
Now I forget. Splish Splash.
This group of two writers that wrote like every song back then.
Bobby Darin.
Oh, Bobby Darin. Okay, that was not who I was thinking.
There you go. That should actually be the theme song for Splash Play.
I don't mind DuckTales.
Yeah, DuckTales is a jam.
Chemtrails, DuckTales.
Yeah.
Except tails, but it's spelled differently.
Yeah. All right. If someone, I'm always looking for help with video assets, multimedia production. If someone wants to make a better LOLZ intro that is set to DuckTales music and features shrimp tails and chemtrails with like a very kind of conspiracy vibe to it, Brian talking about lizard people, me talking about this being a giant prank, I think it would be great.
I'm talking about other people talking about lizard people. Don't take this out of context, people.
Please. That's what the internet's all about, taking things out of context.
I don't know about the DuckTales theme song, though, because you're going to get flagged for copyright every show.
Yeah. But I think we're making, this goes back to the NFT thing, Brian. I think we're making like $3 to $4 in YouTube ad revenue show. So I think we can sacrifice it for the camera.
I mean, but will they like take you down for a while or something either if you do that?
They
or is
don't.
it just the monetization.
Normally what it is you can't monetize it, and often there'll be ads that the creator of that IP can actually run ads against your content.
Oh yeah. Well, then we'll start talking real crazy.
Yeah, well, that's the stuff I was at the QAnon. Those guys, they were featuring a bunch of the YouTubers over there. I mean, just some of the least charismatic, untalented people I've ever seen with 100,000+ YouTube subscribers. I'm like, maybe I should start talking about shrimp tails and chemtrails.
I agree. I was watching somebody somebody new on YouTube, decent amount of followers. I'm like, how can anyone listen to this for more than 2 seconds?
Shrimp tails, shrimp tails, shrimp tails. We're getting there.
I like that.
That's pretty good. Oh wow, Casey, thank you for the donation. Casey, I think I recognize your handle. You were big in the ETR, establish the million chats, I think, because you would plant your flag, if I'm remembering correctly, Casey. I appreciate your donation. Well, Brian, do you have what are you going to do the rest of the night here for your birthday?
I'm going to go fucking party. No, I'm not doing anything.
No, no even claws for you tonight?
Nah, I don't feel like it. I think I'm hanging out with my family next week, so we'll have a couple drinks. Do like an Easter/birthday thing.
There you go. There you go, man. Well, happy birthday. I hope the market FUD can go away for just a little while so you can enjoy yourself tonight.
That's all I think about.
That's right.
When's this market going down? Could be 5 years.
Yeah.
Could be when the lizard people take over.
There you go. All right, guys. Appreciate you. As always, we got links down below if you want the audio version of the podcast. Let's keep workshopping shrimp tails and chemtrails. Please subscribe to our channels if you haven't yet. Brian and I both have vibrant Discord communities. I recommend joining Brian's to find out about RBX88 sex escapades, and lots of good channels in mine as well. So, Brian, final birthday words here.
Thanks for the birthday well wishes, guys.
Oh, look at Brian get so comfortable when I make him be sappy. All right, happy birthday, Brian.